Hi Hunters of the Wild, welcome back to the channel. This is the fourth video in our fashion build series where I craft endgame viable builds that are fun to play. And since we do everything in style here, each build comes with a unique fashion theme to match. Today we're diving into the Whiteflame Archer, a bow build centered on the Whiteflame Torrent and Scorcher 2 skill, fully tuned to maximize the Blazing Samura bow's damage potential. However, if you don't play the bow, you can swap the armor pieces and decorations around to fit your weapon and playstyle, keeping the build idea intact. For the fashion, since we're using 4 pieces of Rathalos for Scorcher 2, I leaned into the Rathalos theme, but avoided the full-on Rathalos look. Instead, I mixed minimal Rathalos aesthetics with Battle Mail for a grounded design. I adjusted the Battle Mail scale color to match the Rathalos coil scale for cohesion. The Arc Vulcan Vambrace's small shield complements the swords on the chest's back. To tie it together, I synced the fur color on the gloves with the chest and matched the shoulder armor's metal shade to the Vambrace shield. You can also try the Guardian Rathalos version of this look, like this. Overall, for me, the Battle Mail chest and the signature Rathalos coil show just the right amount of Rathalos flair. Now, let's dive into the build itself. For those who aren't aware, Whiteflame Torrent is a new skill added from Title Update 1, tied to high-rank Zoshia weapons. It has a chance to deal extra damage after attacks, with flat timed damage proc that only seems to scale with monster tier or type, combined with Scorcher 2 from Rathalos Flare, which also proc flat fire damage after hits. It's surprisingly effective. It's not meta tier damage, but it's not far off either. Here's the bow specific build I put together, though the idea carries over to other weapons as well. As for our weapon, we're using the Blazing Samura for its Whiteflame Torrent skill. For armor, I have Guardian Rathalos Helm Beta, Mail Beta, Vambraces Beta, Coil Beta, and Ray Sangreaves Beta. For decorations, we've got Expert level 3 and level 2 for maxed out affinity, plus Bandolier level 1 for an 8% affinity boost through power coding 4 to 10. Here's the chart of how Tetrad Shot works for bow by Titus69, a well-known bow speedrunner within the community. Check him out if you haven't already. We're also running 3 counter jewels for raw damage buff, 3 refresh jewels and 5 physique jewels for comfort, and 1 throttle jewel for latent power level 2 to get more affinity. This setup gives us critical eye level 5, Tetrad Shot, weakness exploit level 5, constitution level 5, counter strike level 3, stamina surge level 3, and latent power level 2. A solid mix of DPS and comfort. If you're great at discerning dodge, you can swap the Guardian Rathalos coil for the regular Rathalos coil to gain 2 levels of Adrenaline Rush, though you'll lose 1 level each of Constitution and Stamina Surge, which is an amazing trade for more DPS. Here's the Affinity Breakdown. 25% from the bow and decorations, 50% from Weakness Exploit level 5, 20% from Latent Power level 2, and 8% from Tetrad Shot on power coding 4 to 10, hitting a max of 103%. With Whiteflame and Scorcher 2 procs, this build deals solid damage and works for most endgame hunts. If you have ideas to tweak it for bows or other weapons, drop them in the comments so we can all learn from each other. Now, let's jump into some hunts and see how it performs. We're kicking off with a new event quest since most players have access to it. Going in with a full Rathalos set against Guardian Rathalos. Perfect matchup. This is a classic bow build, so we'll be doing a lot of dash dancing. If you're new to bow, that's the standard rotation. 2 levels of charge, either by shooting twice or holding for 2 power-up charges, then firing into power shots and power volley, followed by a dash to maintain max charge. Rinse and repeat. Here we go. There's our first proc, 81 damage from Whiteflames and Scorcher 2. Another 81 damage proc. Bow feels like one of the best weapons to leverage Whiteflames. Its attack frequency hits just about right. Another proc on the wing. 2 procs back to back. Not sure if that 3-second cooldown mechanic mentioned in other channels is really how Whiteflame works. Forgot to equip the flash pod. Didn't expect it to fly away 2 minutes into the fight. As you can see, the 81 damage proc frequency is pretty high for bow. Any form of Dragon Piercer, even from Focus Strike, won't trigger Whiteflame or Scorcher. Alright, Turf War is kicking off. Gonna heal up while we wait. It's always epic watching Rathalos hoist another monster into the air. Thought we had time to lock on for another Focus Strike. There we go. This Whiteflame Archer build is fun and absolutely endgame viable, especially with how often it triggers procs. Not bad at all. I hope you enjoyed this original fashion build I've put together. Hit subscribe if you love exploring different viable build ideas. With that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.